Always working when I was a boy, so my mom would take us to church on Sundays. We would go to the Methodist church, the Lutheran church, the Baptist church. As far as I knew, or we knew, church was church, didn't matter. I liked the Baptist church because they had what they call the Royal Rangers, which is similar to our Pathfinders, so I enjoyed that. One day, Dad came home from fishing, and Mom was studying with a Jehovah's Witness lady. Well, for some reason, that was just too much. Sent him over the top, over the edge, and he put a stop to the studying and told Mom that if we were going to be members of any church, it was going to be the Seventh-day Adventist Church. Never heard of that before. Soon after, we were driving every Sabbath 80 miles one way to Homestead and never looked back. We would get up. I didn't think it would touch me like this, thinking back. We would get up early Sabbath morning, get ready for Sabbath school, and I don't remember ever being late for song service. I was this big. An incredible feat for a young family. But Dad was determined, and Mom was happy to have her husband involved the way he was. Sorry. I didn't think I would do this. Had no idea. The rest is history. My parents are faithful members of the church, as are my two brothers and my sister and their families. You might be asking yourself right now, what does this story have to do with religious liberty? Maybe nothing, but maybe everything. This story is about the freedom to make choices, the freedom to worship God with the heavy hand of the state, without the heavy hand of the state involved. This story is about liberties long enjoyed. This story is about liberties long taken for granted. Look at the world. It is crumbling, collapsing, and going insane. The federal government is murdering in our name. The commander-in-chief is using unlawful, unconstitutional executive orders to turn the presidency into a dictatorship. And Congress is letting him get away with it. And so are we, frankly. Christians are under attack and being driven from their homes around the world, mainly Iraq, Africa, Indonesia. Thousands are being murdered for their faith. What you see happening over there is soon to be right here in the land of the free and the home of the brave. Drones. There was some protest over the Anwar al-Awlaki killing because he was an American citizen. But what about someone who isn't an American citizen? Do we have a right to murder them if the president feels like it? Checkpoints, secret renditions, indefinite detention. The only protest that's being raised is in response to detention of American citizens. But we should not have the right to detain anyone without a trial. Guantanamo, anyone? The provision of the NDAA that allows for this should not be tolerated. It was banned almost 8 centuries ago in the Magna Carta. Militarized police, attacks and censorship on the media, as we have seen in the riots in St. Louis, Missouri. Police training laser-sighted sniper rifles on peaceful protesters. Billions of rounds of hollow point ammunition being bought by the government for domestic use. MRAP, or mine-resistant, assault-proof vehicles being distributed to the police. Re-education centers. Every religion, including Satanism, every religion but Christianity being tolerated in public schools. I could go on and on. Time is short. Soon it may be at our peril just to worship in our own homes, much less gathered together in church as we are here today. The big question is, how do we get people out of their comfort zone? Americans are somewhat awake now to the perils of globalism, and the average American, the polls show it, does not trust government. The average American sees the central government as authoritarian, even totalitarian. But do they really understand that Satan is behind it all and what his endgame goal really is? What is that unknown country that history's tyrants are deceived into trying to attain? The truth is that that country doesn't exist. It is the nature of oppressors that they relish in dominating others. It is the nature of those they tend to dominate to not seek out power or control, and this is why we're overrun historically time and again. We, the people, produce. We build civilizations, and the parasites then take it over and hollow it out until it finally collapses yet again, and the cycle begins anew. I believe this time the cycle is about to end. The good news is that Jesus is about to return. These things are nothing new to us. The time is here when the lamb-like beast is speaking as a dragon. We have been expecting these things for decades. Now they are very quickly becoming reality. The handwriting is on the wall. The time is now to take a look back at our lives and remember what God has done for us and how he has led us. It is time to remember our first love. It is time to stop taking our God-given liberties for granted. It is time to stop taking God for granted. As Joshua said to the children of Israel, "Choose you this day whom you will serve. As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord." Thank you.